All right, so we're looking at Winter Salsa guitar number 1, and we're going to start pretty high, and we're just stay really at the top of the range for the majority. So we're starting here on the uh, 14th fret, third string. All right, so we have that little riff. So it's A, up to C, down to B, right, up to D, down to G sharp this time, E, F, back down to E, and then C, and then you have, right? So pretty easy. No big deal. No big deal. Now let's start at A. So repeats that. Right? Or cool. Let's dissect that a little bit before we get to that little chord. All right. So coming from the E to C down to A, you have this kind of like stair step ladder thing. So it's all right here, right? So real slowly. All right, no big deal. And it does that a few times right at A, right? And then when you get to 13, it just does double the first note. Now let's talk about this chord. So you have a C, right? You have an A, and you have an E. Now, I guess you could do the C, A, and the E, play this A minor formation, but it's probably going to be a little bit out of tune that high on the guitar. So just right here, no big deal, no big deal. All right. Now we're at B. So, all right. So you have a bunch of A's. All right. So you're all right here. If you play the I mean, it'd be G Mixolydian. So the C scale starting on G. The majority of the time you're playing that. Yes, you have a G sharp sometimes, but the majority it's just G Mixolydian, right? So everything that I'm playing is right there. And as again. All right, so that was 17, 18, 19, 20. Now, the only difference between that and the rest of the way to C is that you're playing it the Ponticello, so back here by the bridge, right? And you got a little bit of rhythm shift because there's some extra notes there. All right, but overall, very, 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 very similar. Let me just drop this just a hair. There you go. You can see a little bit more. All right, so now we're at C. So we're just kind of blazing through this thing, but the good part about it is that it's not too hard. Now, I switched down on purpose down to, I think, this 8th position for this next section because, so let's talk about that. All right, so I'm starting here on the C, 10th fret, 4th string. I'm going to go to the E with my second finger, little pinky on the A on 10th fret, and then I'm ending here on the C with my first finger. All right. All right. Now I'm using my second finger and I'm actually barring the E, G sharp, up to the B, up to the D, and then just jumping up here for a second to F, E, C. So repeats. All right, so let's talk about that. C, that says ordinary, right? All right, now, right there at 29, it's the same idea, but you're playing it Ponticello, right? All right, so exact same thing, just one play normal, one play Ponticello. All right, and at D, here comes the little. I really do look at these like kind of like you've been thinking really hard, you've been hitting it really hard, and now you get a little break because you have. Right now, let's talk about the approach to that lick because you are playing the same thing, the 16th notes, but your first one it's asking for a pull off, and that's actually going to be a help to you because when you pull off you can pick the first one and all of a sudden you have your second 16th, and then all you have to play is 3 and 4 with your two fingers. So all right, I think it ends like that. I'm sorry, there's a page turn there, but it's going to be good news because if you're having to play all the 16 notes, it just doesn't give it that nice feeling of the pull off. All right, now let's go to 36. I think I played it correctly. All right, so there's a little bit of a little run at the end. So you have E, F, back down to E, D, C, B, C, and then you're gonna end on the A. And then that A is a pickup to the. So and then you play the pull off one more time. There's a lot of those bump, bump, bump. All right, so watch out for them. Going on to E, ordinary, right? Now, this may look a little bit familiar. Right? But it's just it's kind of like remnants of the past. All right, so you got A, C, E, C, A. So just keep your finger in that kind of stair step mode. All right, no big deal, no big deal. Uh, all right. So let's take that part. So you got B, D, up here to F, G, back down to F, E, C, A, E. All right, so and then it repeats the first one. All right, so real slow so you can see it on the camera. I'm trying to get the good angle. Where's the good angle? And then you have a nice 4-measure rest, right? Now it's asking for stuff at 49s. It's asking for it in Ponticello. All right, so back here at the bridge. Um, all right, so that's 49. So remnants, right? Remnants. It's always taking some ideas from stuff that you've done before. And then it's just tweaking it a little bit. So let's check out this at 49. So that's a little bit of a tongue twister. Back to the 49. And then you got this riff that you played 1,000 times. All right. All right. Now you have another 4-measure rest. Thankful for that. All right. And then you're coming into the. All right. So you need to get this rhythm in your head because it's going to do it, I think, 4 times. Ba, da, 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 da. 1, 2, 2, da, 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 4, and 1. Da, 2, da, 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 4, and 1. Da, 2, da, 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 4, and 1. Da, 2, da, 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 da. All right, da, 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 4. There you go. All right, so let's look at it. So you have A, C, E, up to G, F, E, D, C, G, B, D, F, E, D, C, B. All right, so let's just practice that for a second. All right, so after that, you can come down here to the F. This is gonna get a little tough, but I think you're gonna like it after it's all done. All right, so F, A, C, E, D, D, C, B, A, and then E, G sharp, B, D, C, C, B, A. All right, so when you play it all together, so it kind of fits in if you play it down here. You can probably move it a little bit, but I would kind of keep it right there if you were to ask me. All right, no big deal. Let's look at 61. All right, see, so you have 1, 2, 1, da, da, da. And we've talked about that riff in class. So it's 1, 2, ta, 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 ta. Oh, whoa, sorry, I was looking at the wrong measure. 1, 2, ta, 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 4, and 1, 2, ta, 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 4, ta, 1, 2, ta, 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 4, and 1, 2, ta, ta. All right. And that was 61, 62, 63, and 64. So you have this riff. Then you get to rest, all right, because you got 8-measure rest. And then it comes in pretty easy because you have this call and answer with the other guitars. I think it's guitar 2. So you start, I don't know, I'll play it in the 5th position because it's a little brighter. Right. All right, so you just right. Where am I? Sorry. 81. There you go. 81. You have a riff. Let's check it out. So C, E, D, F, B, D, C, C, E, and then it goes chromatic. All right, so D sharp, F sharp, D, up to up to the high A on the 17. All right, so let's talk about that. Tough riff. Let's play it slow. Uh, and then you come right back into. All right, so that riff goes in and out of some chromaticism. So let's talk about it. E A C E A C E F F D sharp C E E D C E. So I can't sing it and play at the same time. So let's just play it. No big deal. No big deal. All right, in time. All right, no big deal. Now we're at J. All right, you are definitely going to have to go back and check out these riffs. All right, so let's talk about the rhythm at J. One ta 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 four and. All right, one ta 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 four and let's figure out a way to play because I don't know if I've learned this one. Oh, I think I'm playing that down here. Okay, this is your solo part. Okay, so J is your solo part. So I'm playing it down here just because it's a little nicer. Dum 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 dum. Right, you know that part. You know that part. So one more time. Dum dum dum. Dum. That's what everybody else is playing. You can play it there in the fifth position. Sometimes I pull off on the open string, so just for a little extra tension. Up to you where you want to play that, and then people answer. All right. So let's play it all together. Uh, all right. So that's what that is. J to K. All right. K. All right. So this is that riff that everybody's playing. All right. So you really got to lock this down because if not, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. You got this ladder thing E, C, A, C, E, D, B, G, B, D, C, A, F, A, C, B, G sharp, E. And then it repeats that first one. And then triplets, triplet, one, bump, 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 bump. All right, so you need to work out that rhythm with the actual recording. The recording is already up. All right, L. Back to ordinary. All right, so this is where things start to like close out. And all they're doing is they're doing riffs that you've done before with a little bit of embellishment. All right, so you know this one. And then you got this like or oh, yeah, with like embellishments is what I'm trying to say. So you played this riff before. Or whatever. And then it does it again with the doubles. Uh, uh, what's that? Mm, yeah. So it's just embellishments. Hang on, let me go through it. Yeah, that's it. Interesting. That's interesting that they'll do that. Yeah, it's just little embellishments, but you already know those riffs, so just learn its little tingles and jingles. M is the same. Uh, Ponticello. That's all embellishment, right? Yeah. Hmm. Okay, sorry. I didn't learn that last part. I was like, oh, it's just embellishment, so you can learn that. No big deal. Um, but yeah, you already know those riffs. So if you already know the riffs, learn the embellishments, add them on, tack them on, and you'll be done. So donezo. All right. If you have questions, I'm sorry this video is so long. If you have questions, let me know. If not, I'll catch you in class. Okie dokie.